Hi everyone, Russ Vaagen here from Vaagen Timbers. Today I'd like to talk about the challenges that you face in business. We all go into business thinking that we're going to have a plan that is executable and then one that we can actually execute on, and that the business makes profit, makes money, and you provide jobs and everything works out. What I'd like to talk about is what happens when those things don't work out. What happens when you're faced with challenges out of your control? You've done everything you think you can, and your team and those around you have, and then things just fall apart. Well, the fact is that if you're in business, you know that is business. When you assume things and you either don't follow up on them to confirm them, or in some cases you don't know to follow up and confirm them because maybe it's something new or something you haven't done before, and you think you shared your concerns and ideas and somehow that message didn't get across. And we face that now with our building. As a matter of fact, the steel package, we put a deposit in on months ago, and we were under the impression and assumed that the steel then would be kind of locked in, that we would have with that deposit a scheduled date, and there was timeline in the contract, but there was some small language in there about when that timeline started, and that's what we've run into. And beyond that, because the economy's good, the building manufacturers, the steel industry, all these things, they're busier. So it's harder to get them to meet time commitments. And this is not just steel, but it's all over. When the economy's going well, and people are getting more orders than they're used to, they tend to take on more business than they can handle. And that pushes their clients back and creates problems. So how are we facing it? We're doing our best to speed it up. We've got it sped up from the new delivery date, but that's still not going to meet our time horizon. We've got some equipment suppliers that have also been slow, so it's really hard to get upset at one or the other. But the fact is, we're going to have to do things maybe a little unconventionally, maybe out of order, and make some adjustments, because we're going to need to get production going as soon as possible, because we've got capital that we're spending on our plant, and we need to get the actual revenue of the business going so we can hire people and keep the doors open and start paying bills and all those things. It's a challenge that every business faces, and I don't think there's a situation where you go into it with everything hitting the schedule as you would hope, especially if it's out of your control and you may not know the reputation and have worked with certain companies before. So we're going to be delayed a little bit. Ultimately, on our CLT and glulam plant, that equipment's coming later. We'll have construction done in plenty of time for that with everything that we see now. It's just the beginning, our finger joiner and some other things that we're going to try to do to get the process going that are going to be slowed down a little bit. And ultimately, we'll figure a way to make it up. That is the point of the video. That's what you do in business. You run into challenges and you create solutions. That's the whole point of business, is you identify a problem and then you go fix it, and somebody pays you for it because you created value for them. Sometimes you have to create that value for yourself, because if you don't get it done, nothing happens. So these things can be frustrating, but I think if you internalize it and you get too much stress, that's not any good either. You've got to identify the problems, deal with them, and then move forward, because it does no good to stress over things that you can't control. And overall, I'm really happy with the progress. I'm really happy with the team, not only the Vaagen Timbers team, but others that we've hired on a contracting basis to do things. Our general contractor is doing a good job, and his subcontractors are doing a good job. We'll just see that. I think that we'll pick this up. This will be a bump in the road with the building steel, and things will be on track before we know it. But it's full on summertime now, and it's time to get to work, and they're pouring the footings for the foundation of the building now, and we'll have concrete going here shortly. But even though it's challenging, things are good. Thanks for watching.